start with the history and tell you about the features in a chronological order. So just bullet points. Almost 10 years ago, I started with Pano UTVR because I was on Windows and all the stuff was in the Mac for QuickTime VR export, so I decided to write my own software. This was just a command line tool that basically took a panorama, converted it to QuickTime VR, and hence the name Pano to UTVR. It had hierarchical config files, and you had to write text to do something useful. And the user interface looked like this, which is very exciting. So, of course, the first requests were, okay, we need a user interface, we are photographers. So I created a GUI for the command line tool. I can add QuickTime VR, hotspots. I implemented a thumbnail creation tool. I used Pano tools as a backend to do the image conversion. At some point, I also added Flash 8, which was hot at this time, to show the panoramas. But the preview, etc., depended highly on QuickTime. And as it looked like QuickTime declining, so I decided to rewrite the software. And because I didn't use QuickTime anymore, changed the name to Pano 2 VR instead of Flash, thankfully. And the software was now for Windows, Mac, Linux, cross-platform. Had still QuickTime export, it was depending on it. I added Flash 9. I added a skin editor, so you can design your own user interface and your own buttons and labels and other bits of information. What's this? I also added a patch tool so that you can take parts of the image out, patch it in Photoshop, and fix errors like the nadir shot, etc. And I also had panoramic video support in 2007. Next version was version 3. Then there was iPhone came out, so I added HTML5 export. I added multi-resolution, so you can process your gigapixel images and output them. Less flash transitions between panoramas. Also media elements, so that you can pin images and video, etc. into the panoramas. And with version 4, we added the tour builder before you, separate projects for each panorama. And with the tour builder, you were able to put everything in one project and manage all the nodes. We had a new skin editor that with the streamlined the process. We also added HTML5 multi-resolution, so you can show gigapixel panoramas on iPads. We added geotagging, so you can reference it on a map, and polygon hotspots. The problem with this user interface was, with the original design, that everything was kind of in a pop-up window, so you had hotspot editor, settings, etc. So like a lot of pop-up images. So we decided, okay, this is doesn't work anymore. We need a new interface. So this is now version 5. So yeah. So the whole user interface is basically flat down. You don't have any pop-up images, pop-up dialogues. Everything is in panels that you can move around and adopt to your liking. We also added an extended skin editor, an animation tool, and of course, now it doesn't make sense to add new features to Flash or so because it will be dead soon. yeah, our design goals for this new version, where it should be able to handle over 1,000 nodes, as if you would just work with 5. We wanted a full resolution preview, because in the previous version we always used a thumbnail or a downscaled version. The application should be full screen, so it should fill the screen or made for full screen. Of course, you can have it in the middle, but like use the whole screen for user interface. We wanted to eliminate loading bars as much as possible, because they are kind of boring to watch. Yeah, and make it smarter, like only export things that need to be exported. So if you add one node, only this node gets rendered, etc. Yeah, I want to show it. So this is the new user interface. Everything is a panel. You can move them around, close them, attach them to a different spot. Open them, you'll have access here to all those things. You can store the arrangements, so I go back to standard. Yeah, and bring in some images, just drag and drop. Folder, those are now data shots, loaded pretty quickly. You have a full resolution preview, which is maybe let's also, and of course, like with data, we also read the metadata. So, but as you can see, it's like the images are not leveled. So we also added the leveling tool, just hit down. And you can straighten the shots or not. I also can bring like a gigapixel. Then you can see how the loading works. Like the loading is completely in the background. So you can interact, you can place hotspots while the image is loading. And this was now a 1.5 gigapixel image. You have full resolution preview. All the tools are now for like hotspots are instead of pop-up images are here on the side. So here you have like your patch tool for hotspots, polygon hotspots, to add sound and images. So, for example, for the patch tool, I can just double click on the spot, place my patch, resize it, and then just hit extract. It will take out the image at this section, bring it into Photoshop, and just to show you the effect, and just paint red over it. You know better how to do Photoshop edits. And as soon as I hit save, the image is brought back into yeah. Then you can just convert the image out if you want to like have this in like baked into the image instead of having it just applied in Pano VR, because this is non-destructive. You can apply patches, and you can also level the panorama so that you have a straightened out rectangular image with the patch applied. And for the patch tool, it's everything is in like applied immediately. So you can, for example, also instead of a patch it in Photoshop, I can just add a mirror ball, and yeah, you would have this one in the image. tour. If you know Pano VR, you have seen those images before. And I did a demo in 2012 where I showed how to link those panoramas. The images are all view encoded. So you can see the dots on the map. And we also know the direction of all the images. So what we can show here is where those other images are on the GPS data and also the heading. And I can just double click such a ghost hotspot, and this will create a hotspot link to this panorama. Then I can move to this one, and this way link up the whole tour. But because we know all this, we also added now automatic linking. So you can have either sequential or the closest node to automatically place all the hotspots. So it's pretty easy to, like, if you have 100 giga shots, just make a virtual tour out of it, or have a suggestion. In this case, I just want to have them sequential, so as they're ordered down here, the hotspots will be placed so that you can walk through the tour. Now those hotspots are active, and I can hide all the other hotspots. And because we know it's sequential, we can point the next panorama already to the next hotspot. So as you walk around, you always have the next hotspot right in your view. Of course, you can change all the settings for the hotspots. It's, here's the properties dialog that you can change, I don't know, the heading if you want to point it to somewhere else, or replace the hotspot somewhere, like I can move them around, etc. So that like the whole linking process is now also available automatically. I'll, bring another set of images. Those are now 50 megapixel images. So you can see it loads really fast, and you don't have loading bars. How this happens is like we just load the thumbnails, and the loading of the image happens in the background. And yeah, like even during the preloading, everything is, you can always interact with the panoramas and don't have to wait until we have all the data and cache the image information. And those are now also geotagged panoramas in Sydney, thanks to Aaron Svens writing this. Now we can just automatically link to the closest nodes, because this is a more complicated setup. Like here. And now all the panoramas are linked, and I can walk around this deep harbor. What we also added is panoramic video support into the user interface. So if you have panoramas, you can just import all the images as usual. And if you have video for a node, you can just select the video files, And instead of the image, video is displayed if the device supports this. So, okay. Thanks for Roberto for providing the images. Move around in this tour. And those nodes just have video. Back up. Again, nodes with images. Another node with video. That's the new user interface. We also improved our skin editor, so the component or the tool to create maps and user interface, etc. We now have components, so you can store a collection of elements together as one thing, and create a repository of your skin items that you use often. And we also provide our own sets. We now have node images, so those are thumbnails of other nodes within the tour, so that simplifies the creation process. We have clonal scroll areas and timers. So timers are like for splash screens, etc. And we have now a native control for maps. And you can also produce now easily responsive design. Told you, like skin components. We have a built-in set, and there is no coding required. So everything are just skin elements. No, you don't have to write JavaScript or edit XML files or anything. Yeah, responsive design is the new way to design your interface for panoramas, so that instead of providing a skin for mobile devices and a skin for desktop, you just put everything into one skin, and depending on the screen size, you adopt to the available space and hide and show things. And how we do this in Pano VR is we have now positions in percentages. You can show hide elements on different criteria. You can scale elements. You can also rearrange them. Now to show you this. So this is like you have here a scroll area for all the nodes, and as soon as I resize this, and like on a cell phone, I would have the same scroll area in like such an arrangement with the hide button. And if I have enough screen space, I just have it down there. But this is all user configurable, so you can decide yourself what should be shown, what should be hidden, at which screen size, and other criteria. Switches, and also also have here like a button to move between the nodes. Like this. And have a map that's like on a mobile device would be full screen. And for desktops, it's like moves into the corner. So I want to quickly show you how to build such a scheme. Or scheme editor. This is the interface. It's similar to as it looked before, just now with a black background. Here we have the components toolbox. Those are our built-in components that you can just select, drag them in, or like a drop-down menu, or hotspot template with a preview, etc. But you can also build this by yourself. So now we have here this our new element, a node image. So just place it here. And the node image, you can just select a node of the tour, and it will show you the preview. And you can also change like different projections, like a mirror ball, or zero graphics, whatever. But this is just one node. So if you have a virtual tour, you want to have this for more than one node. So we have now a cloner tool. So that this means whatever you throw into the cloner tool will be replicated to all nodes for your tour. So in this case, you have now all the thumbnails for all nodes within the virtual tour. And you can also react to other criteria, like you can display user data for this node, etc. As soon as you put a container around it that's aware of a different node, everything that's inside will react to it. And in this case, I also want to put this into scroll area. Then I can just scroll around and change node. This is just a preview, but you've seen the example before. The last new thing that we added to version 5 is an animation tool. So you can predefine the walkthrough through the whole tour. You can zoom into different areas. You can add different keyframes, like smooth transitions, etc. You can use this walkthrough as an auto rotation, or you can export it as an image segment or a video, so you can like upload your tour to YouTube and show what this all looks. I also want to quickly demo this. Here is the animation tool. And then you can have here panorama, and then we added match keyframes, so that you don't have to like think of how many degrees you want to move to one side or the other side, and to keep the speed of your movement kind of constant. You can just hit the match keyframe, move to a different spot, add another keyframe, add here, zoom in, add another keyframe, and you can see below like the animation is built up. I can like preview it how this will look. Yeah, here we can like edit the different keyframes. I can make the transition smooth, or just make it jump, or whatever you want to achieve. And then, oops. Oh. And like here, do the same, like just quickly create a movement. And so we can like build up all your clips for all the nodes. You can highlight areas of the panoramas that you want to show. And as said before, it can use those animations as instead of auto rotation. So if you want to highlight things, or you can export it as a video, as transitions. And there are some other new features that I haven't mentioned yet. We also now use metadata. We import and export XMP, so we fully support the Google Sphere format for exporting and importing. So also if you, I haven't tried it, but if you like export just a partial rectangular image from PTGUI, he also writes the metadata into the file, and you can just import it in Pano 3R, and we'll just show the parts where you have imagery correctly. We now also have output templates, so you can store multiple presets and easily access them in a very quick way. We implement a completely new rendering engine for speed, and also faster processing. We added more transformations, so like as you have seen before, like zero graphics and fisheye and other projections. And we will add a VR template, but this needs some tweaking. It will be available in 2 weeks. Yeah, so for pricing, Pano VR will have a new price, $99 for the regular version and $299 for the Pro version. And for upgrades, it's just the price difference for your current, if you have a Pano VR license, so just pay the upgrade, the price difference for the new pricing. While Pano VR is still in beta, version 5 is still in beta, and the beta is available today. Thank you.
Hi, thank you for the presentation. Could you show very quickly how to convert a rectangular picture to a little planet?
Here you have your outputs, and you can just add a transformation. And you have angular map for xerographic projection. Here you have a preview. So larger. Then just ups, tilt down, and increase the field of view. Like you can just adjust the image to your likings, and you can set how large the image should be, and just hit export. You will have this. Output it, and then you have a little.
And I have a question about the animation tools. Can we change the projection in the keyframes?
You mean while editing or for the export?
Or export to a video?
Not yet.
Not yet.
This will be in, I guess, the next beta version. But at the moment, it's just rectilinear images. But yeah, with this. Any other question?
Can I see something about lens flares?
Yeah, the last one. Yeah, we also have no lens flares. You can just place them as any other tool. Just maybe find the sun here. Then you have a lens flare, and you have different lens flares to choose from. We also have like generic lens flares. We can change the color if you have like colored light sources. They work in HTML5, yeah, mobile devices and iPads.
Thomas.
Yeah.
Is it possible to put an overlay map on top of the Google Maps?
Question was if it's possible to overlay your own layer above Google Maps. At the moment, not. But as our skin files are just JavaScript, you can just tap into the code and add your own code for Google Maps to do this. But we don't provide a user interface for this. So it's, yeah, just changing 5 lines of code or so.
Question up here. Thomas, could you say a little more about the capabilities that the VR templates will provide?
It will be just side-by-side view, so that you can use it for on a Google Cardboard or web VR enabled browsers, so on your Rift.
Will you be doing pre-distortion for different lenses?
No, we don't do this.
Time for the coffee break. So lunchtime, everything is waiting for you up there. Thank you, Thomas. After the lunch break, we're going to get this new information from Charles Armstrong from Google. In 30 minutes.